Our history as a species is full of mysteries. The field of archaeology focuses on the study of the ancient and recent human past through material remains. Analysing these remains of the past can reveal secrets. However, these can uncover some of the darkest traits of humankind, from human sacrifices to the undead. Archaeologists are often at the forefront of discovering weird phenomena that just don't make sense. Today we'll be taking a look at 6 of the most gruesome archaeological finds ever discovered in history. Number 6. The Headless Vikings of Ridgeway Hill. The town of Weymouth is a seaside location of Dorset, England, and is home to many tourist attractions. In 2009, while surveying the land, archaeologists discovered a gruesome mass Viking grave. They discovered 50 or so headless dead bodies, which had been piled in one area and the skulls in another. The bodies were apparently invaders who had been captured somewhere between 970 and 1225 AD. The men had likely been raided and then killed by local Anglo-Saxons. The Anglo-Saxons had gruesomely hacked the young men's heads off in one blow, even as the Vikings faced their executioners, refusing to look away. Number 5. Neanderthal cannibals. Archaeologists discovered the 49,000-year-old bones in 1994 of a Neanderthal group within Spain's El Sidrón caves. The family of 3 men, 3 women, 3 adolescents and 3 children had all died suddenly, which baffled them at first. After discovering bone markings, they found the markings indicated that the people's bones had been separated at the joints, muscle had been removed, and long bones had been shattered for marrow. More horrifyingly, their skulls had been split to extract their brains. This is a clear sign that they had been attacked and eaten by other Neanderthals. Even more disturbing was that there were no fire remains present, so they had been eaten raw. Number 4. Pits full of severed hands. This next one really freaked us out. This is known as one of the most bizarre discoveries in the study of ancient Egypt, a series of pits full of dismembered hands. 4 pits at the 3,600-year-old palace of King Khayan in Hyksos were unearthed by a team of archaeologists. Located in northern Egypt, this area was once ruled over by a West Asian civilization. 2 pits had been placed outside the palace walls and 2 just outside the throne room. Horrifyingly, all contained the right hands of adult males. It was found that these hands were the evidence of an ancient practice of ritually removing enemies' hands in order to steal their power. Soldiers then received a reward upon presenting them to their leader, where the hands were dumped into these ceremonial pits. Number 3. The Bog People. The peat bogs of northern Europe are full of perfectly preserved human remains, thanks to their lack of oxygen, low temperatures, and high acidity. During the early medieval period, groups would use these grounds to execute criminals or commit ritualistic murder. Nowadays, many farmers regularly unearth these remains, which are incredibly preserved as they were moments after their untimely demise, with food in their stomachs and blood in their veins. One of the most famous discoveries was of a farmer named Gruesome, who was murdered after a bad harvest in 8000 BCE. His stubble indicated that he was held for a time before being killed and buried in a consecrated bog area. Number 2. Tools made of human bones. Today's modern world would find this next one shocking. Throughout human history, the bones of family members would commonly be used to create tools. This well-known tradition dates back to the pre-Aztec civilizations of modern Mexico. Research done in the ancient city of Teotihuacan has found that bones were transformed into household implements, from combs to buttons. Disturbingly, family members would scrape flesh from bones shortly after death and then shape them into the necessary forms. Some of the oldest cups were crafted from skulls which were found in Somerset, England. They were likely used by a cannibalistic group over 14,000 years ago. Number 1. The sacrifices of the Peruvian temple. This last one is extremely troubling. This is known to be one of the most disturbing examples of human sacrifice found in Peru. Archaeologists were investigating a tomb at the temple of Pachacamac in 2012. This included around 20 pyramids and a full cemetery. However, they soon discovered something unthinkable, an arrangement of adult skeletons which were inside a concentric circle of baby ones, some of which had false wooden hands. These were likely diseased pilgrims who had travelled to visit the mysterious Ichima tribe, an ancient pre-Incan civilization which conducted sacrificial rituals. To this day, it is still unknown whether the deaths of these adults and babies were from natural causes or due to sacrificial practices.